Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy For Now. It's me as well here with your manga log for September. About October, we are in October for September. So this is everything I read in the last week of September, my stats and my haul for the month. And then we'll talk about some favorites as well, of course, since I did read a good bit and I successfully did 30 and 30, did not successfully hit my 90. So let's just kick this right off with stats. I read 55 volumes and I'm not mad at it. Obviously, I have had a month. I've discussed it multiple times here. Like I had to travel in the last weekend of the month for a funeral. So my abilities to read like I planned to did not happen. I do have loose spots on my shelves. This is loose because I've sent stuff out there, but there, oh my God. Hold please, baby. All right, so I had to travel the last weekend of the month, which means a lot of the last week of September for me was like travel prep and everything else that goes into taking a trip. So I only read a handful of things and that just netted me to 55 volumes, 9,852 pages. Genre-wise, I read 20 shoujo, 13 shonen, 1 seinen, 17 josei, 1 yaoi, and 1 yuri. So that feels good. I had a good spread across genres. And those totals also were 31 physicals and 24 digital titles. I was taking big advantage of my Viz Media app and the library systems I'm a member of during this as well. Like that was very helpful. So that was super duper helpful to be able to read as much as I did digitally. Let's talk about what I did actually read last week. I read Ice Sky and Cool Girls volumes 3 and 4. These are so cute. I'm loving these. This is one that I've decided I will pick up physically whenever I'm with Shay and like can get a discount or I find them used when I do a bunch of trades here. Like this is high on my list to read sooner than later, like through more of. I loved this series. It's so cute. This is very slice of life. Office workers who have a crush on each other. He is a descendant of a snow spirit and she is just a girl he works with that he has a crush on, and like blizzards happen when he's excited and it's just absolutely precious. So I cannot recommend it enough, to be honest with you. The other thing I read is volumes 5 and 6 of Queen's Quality, and that's it. Like that is all I read this week. I hate that I only read 4 volumes, but I was so scattered that I could not focus. But Queen's Quality continues to be a favorite. I have big plans to read more Queen's Quality this month. I don't know a world in which I'm not reading Queen's Quality until I'm caught up right now. I'm very into the story. I really am enjoying it. I think it does a fantastic job. So far, I'm intrigued. It feels a lot like when I originally read Yona, to be honest with you, where I'm just like, I want more. Can I keep reading this? How can I read more of this? How quickly can I read it? How can I carve out time in my day to read more? Like that is how I felt when I read Yona the first time, and I feel the exact same way about Queen's Quality. So this has been fantastic. Yeah, let's also quickly talk about my favorites for the month. I've got 3 for you, which obviously one of them, unsurprisingly, is going to be Queen's Quality. I started and read through volume 6 this month, and again, I've not had a paranormal shoujo yet that I like loved this much. I feel like, I mean, I really enjoyed Vampire Dormitory, but this is even better. Like, this is not even on the same level as Vampire Dormitory. This is so good. This feels like top tier manga to me. Top tier storytelling, great art. Everything about this is fantastic. The setup here for her magical abilities is really fascinating. Also, just the way it's all coming together. Again, and it's not because I'm only 6 volumes in, so like it's coming together. Things are piecing together for me, but it's also not. Like I know there's a lot left for me to discover and learn, and I can't wait for that at all. Like I cannot wait. Queen's Quality is definitely way up there in my favorites for this month. I am so happy I've started this. I'm so happy I found all of these used, because already owning them and reading it digitally has been fantastic. I'm literally like, oh, cool. So every time I've read it, like I read one, I'm like, cool, another one off my TBR technically, but also I'm happy I already own it, because I keep just being like, okay, you don't need to go buy this right now because you already have it. I think I would be like back to the bookstore constantly to pick up another volume if I was trying to read this any other way. I said 3, I have 4. I just realized another one. Yona of the Dawn. I read, I think, volume 38 through 42 this month. I'm so happy to be caught up, but also so sad to be caught up because this was fan-frickin-tastic. I think this did such a good job continuing the storyline. You can feel that we are nearing the end, and that has me very stressed out, but I'm also okay with it. Like, there are worse things in the world than a series ending, and I'm hoping it ends strongly and really well. So if you haven't started Yona, it's a great time to, and there's so many volumes. The one I added is Bite Maker Volume 11. This was a surprise series for me to finish this month. So I was not sure about the series. I finished Volume 10 and I was very unsure, but then Volume 11 kind of turned it around. And even after finishing this, I still think I would pick up the spinoff series because it ended so interestingly. The ending was so interesting and it's so different but I'm intrigued as to where we're gonna go. This is one of those series that, like, I had moments on and off throughout the entire process of reading it that I was not sure if I was going to love it or not. And the fact that I walked away as enjoying it as much as I did, I feel like is a total win and just makes me really, really happy. And then last but not least is BL Metamorphosis. I read volumes 2 through 5 this month. This is one of the series I wanted to finish during 30 and 30, and I did, and I think this is one of the sweetest little slice of life stories I've ever read. I can live happily in my heart with volume 5, and they are just friends forever, still talking about BLs, and it's just adorableness and like going to the markets together where people sell their like homemade comics. I cannot remember the name of it. I think this one held up fantastically. I think this one just like continued to be something I just slowly fell in love with as I read it. I love our 2 characters here. I love everything about BL Metamorphosis. It was worth every bit of hype I've ever heard about this series and every bit of love I've ever seen given to it. So highly recommend. Next, let's talk about the challenges for 30 and 30 this year and what I did manage to complete. And obviously I want to know y'all's thoughts on what other challenge prompts you would like to see next year. I kind of stopped tracking my challenges. I finished 25 prompts, I believe, total, which got me up to level 3 in challenges. I take that back. I hit 24 because I did not end up reading a volume a day. So I hit 24 of the prompts. So I finished Start a New Series on Your TBR with Queen's Quality. I finished a series I was meaning to finish. Fall Colors. 10 volumes in different series. I read an anticipated volume. I did read an anticipated volume, so that one's done. Ooh, hold on, there we go. Okay, no, I did hit 25. I forgot that one wasn't checked off yet. I did read a volume with water on the cover. I read a series not based in Japan. I continued a series I had multiple volumes of. I read a fantasy. I read a contemporary. I read something with a romance plot. I read an action adventure. I also read something with foliage on the cover. I did read over 30 volumes for my physical TBR. I read a volume with only one person on it. I did do 5 reviews. Okay, so that puts me at 26. See, I haven't filled all this out. I was bad, and I kind of fell off the boat there at the end. I did do, 5 reviews. I wrote reviews for this during the challenge. I think I have a couple reviews I haven't posted, but I'll go back and fix that. We're going to say it counts. I did read a volume with a white background. I read a volume I recently bought. I got current on a series. I read from an app. I read a volume outside of my house. I read one at the hotel. I read one with my favorite color on it. I read one I wanted merch from, and I read a volume that made me happy. So yeah, 26 prompts, and we had 40 options. Feels pretty good. I do think next round when we do the level up, we're going to do more prompts than 40 to kind of give you all some more ability to level up and change it up a bit here. Some of the prompts will also get swapped out. So on that note, let's talk about everything I hauled. If you're counting, that's 2 things I've dropped this video, and not even books yet. So we'll see how many more things I managed to drop. Anyways, let's talk about everything I got in the mail or purchased this month of September. I did get Apothecary Diaries volume 12. This is high on my TBR for the month of October. Everything going on, it was just kind of hard for me at times to read my physicals, and I was just opting for my phone. I also got Me and My Beast Boss volume 3. I will be reading this during Love in the Night. Then I got The Titan's Bride volume 4. This cover is so spicy. I love it. I'm very excited to read this. I just haven't yet. I can read my romance books around other people, but I can't always read some of these smutty manga around other people, if that makes sense. Same thing here. I got Alpha Wolf Girl and Omega Wolf Boy to read. Very excited for it. I did get and read Cheeky Brat volume 10. Loved it. So fun. Same here. I got Before You Discard Me, I Shall Have My Way With You volume 2. Which was a delightful surprise, to be honest with you. This turned out better than I ever expected it to. Then I got The Invisible Man and His Soon-to-Be Wife, Volume 4. I love them. This one was so cute. Bite Maker, Volume 10. I somehow pre-ordered 11 and not 10, so I had to pick this up. Yakuza Fiancé, Volume 8. And then Yona of the Dawn. Ooh, okay. Yona of the Dawn, Volume 42 also came in this month. So not a terrible haul. I'm pretty happy with how much I read versus how much ended up coming in the mail and stuff. I definitely am hoping to keep the trend of reading more than I'm buying the rest of the year. So that is everything for my 30 and 30. Let me know how your 30 and 30 went, and what you're feeling like manga wise for October, because just because we read 30 in October doesn't mean we read 0 the next month. Like the goal is to still read some. So you can leave me a wolf emoji down below if you made it this far, and if you don't want to tell me anything about what you're going to read. And if you don't do any of that, I will have links to all of the manga I talked about, links to my friend anywhere on the internet that I am, and I will be back to talk to y'all in just a few days. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we wait.